The most painful game. Or so they say, anyway. As a Celeste diehard tryhard, I beg to differ. But it seems like, back before the world blew up anyway, everyone was obsessed over the most difficult game on YouTube. Getting over it. On the surface, it seems like a very simple game, and from just watching videos of it, it appears to be a fairly easy task to complete, despite the screams of agony you hear while watching the player play through it. No! Nobody's gonna speedrun this game! Oh, jeez! Oh! Well, now it's time to hear my screams of agony. After playing this game for 24 hours, completing it twice, and getting to know its speedrunning community, here's my thoughts on this viral game and how it compares to another difficult platformer about climbing a mountain, Celeste. Well, it looks like I forgot to include this part in the script. This video has spoilers for both Celeste and Getting Over It. Primarily Getting Over It, but there's probably a little tidbit here or there, maybe some photos, I don't know, I haven't even edited it yet, but there's probably some spoilers for Celeste as well, so disclaimer. If you look at my Steam profile, you'll see that I have way more hours in Celeste than pretty much any other game in my library, but particularly more hours than Getting Over It. I'm a person. Oh man. So moving your mouse moves this thing around. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is weird. Getting Over It is designed for you to hate it. Although the game's graphics are good, some of the scenes it's creating are just ugly enough to annoy you. Take a look at this screen, the notorious grass green starting area. Every time this color enters your retina, it's to remind you that you failed somehow and have to start all over from the beginning. Are you joking?! There's other graphical flaws in Getting Over It as well. Rocks that have just too few polygons, random floating bits of color generated probably by leaving something out in Photoshop, and the just generally uninteresting appearance of the game. Now this of course is just my opinion, and I still respect the work that Bennett Foddy put into building this game, but I feel like the overly imperfect appearance of the game is a piece of why Getting Over It is designed to make you hate it. No, not allowed. Why is it this thing just, am I just like a water bucket that's also like a person? In contrast, Celeste is extremely crisp, simple, and beautiful. Its colors are vivid, the pixel art is just enough detail to make the scenes look like they're part of the whole that is Celeste Mountain, and when needed, the digital art that lets you know when you've completed a level or when a character is speaking is just something else. Celeste brings out many emotions in just its varying art styles, from cute and cuddly, to dark and demeaning, to free and imaginative. If Getting Over Its appearance is designed to make you hate it, Celeste's appearance is designed to make you love it. Both Celeste and Getting Over It are all about gameplay. Celeste is absolutely full of it. Even after completing the A-side levels, you can spend many hours going back and discovering the secret crystal hearts, collecting all the strawberries, and moving forward playing the B and C-side variants as well as the secret level core. Not to mention Farewell and its Moonberry, the golden strawberries, speedrunning, and the massive variety of mods and maps available for the PC edition of the game. Celeste is a game that will inspire you to complete it. Not just the main story, but everything. Celeste's controls are simple. You can jump, grab, and dash. The game takes these simple mechanics and turns them into a wondrous adventure with all sorts of different level mechanics that take advantage of these simple controls. Where platformers like Mario Bros. Use power-ups and checkpoints to drive the gameplay experience, Celeste uses its simplicity and your own determination to keep climbing, and feeds it right back into you through its gameplay. Celeste plays very smoothly. Its controls are snappy and responsive, rumble feels amazing if you have it enabled, and you feel precise and accurate playing it. It feels good. Getting over it, on the other hand, well, it basically has a mind of its own. Its controls are simple as well. You move your mouse around to control a hammer that in turn throws your character Diogenes around the world. Diogenes is inhumanly strong, enabling him to throw himself and his cauldron of water across the world at great velocities. This is both a good thing... No, you don't. Ah! No! And a really bad thing. Alright, just in case I'm going to record this bit, I'm literally just going to put this hat on my head. There we go, now get over here. Oh, there it is. Yeet. Ooh, get over there. Oh! Oh, a little bit of distance there. Whoa! Whoa! Nope, good try. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Oh no! Where did it go? How far did I send it? Whoop. Oh, it really went far. Whoop. Oh, I'm back here again. Shoot, I launched that thing all the way. Oh, I'm stuck. Where we go? Fall down, fall down, fall down. Good game. Yes, I'm literally falling down. Oh, wow. That's gone. Whoop. Oh, no.
Oft expectation fails, and most often where most it promises,
crap.
and oft it hits where hope is coldest and despair most sits. William Shakespeare, all's well that ends well.
Holy sh! Both Celeste and Getting Over It are hard and take time to get over and complete. But they each execute this difficulty in a different way. Getting Over It is designed to make you fail and fall backwards numerous times.
Whoop. Whoop.
Oh crap.
Oof, sorry about that.
Whoop. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
What? Thanks for that. Every major area has some hidden trap that will bring you right back to the beginning of the game, and you'll have to climb all the way back up again. Remember that green screen I talked about? There's the slide, the snake, the pile of oranges, and of course your character's own strength. Combining these traps with the precarious controls and other elements like the bucket, lanterns, and other tight jumps, the game generates a fear in you that will also make you mess up. And as Bennett says,
starting over is harder than starting up.
Celeste is extremely accommodating in comparison. When you die, which you will, many times, you are quickly brought back to the start of the screen you were just on. This allows you to easily try again and eventually, through trial and error, complete the screen that you're working on. If you want to close the game, you can. It will remember exactly what screen you were on and bring you back, and if you want to back out to a different level, Celeste does provide checkpoints that you can return to. You won't get mad at Celeste the same way you will at Getting Over It, because there is no way to fall backward, despite what happens to Madeline in Chapter 6. Celeste also has an insanely smooth difficulty curve. Playing through the first 7 levels, they all feel as if they're equally different, just on the doable side of barely doable. But in fact, you are actually improving, and the game is actually getting more and more difficult. You only realize this curve after going back to get secrets and discovering that your level times have gone down by 75%. Celeste's difficulty curve is very smooth, and this carries on throughout the B-sides and your progression through Farewell. Oh, I did it! Yes! Yes! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! But why design a game that will make you hate it, you ask? Celeste's design to make you love it is obvious, and its storyline manages to take your determination to keep going and turn it into self-healing and release of pressure. But why is getting over it so dang brutal? No, no, no! To teach you a lesson. Getting Over It was based off of another game called Sexy Hiking. Another ugly-looking game with that same insane playstyle. But where you'll rage at Sexy Hiking and give up, and also just hate it for how bad it is. Sorry, Jazzo. Getting Over It uses simple pre-recorded dialogue, kinda like what you're listening now, to tell a simple story, drilling down into one theme, the same theme that Celeste tells you. Never give up. No matter how far you fall, even to the center of the earth, there is always a way out of your situation. Anything is possible given enough time and devotion. I spent many hours trying to figure out how to get my Raspberry Pi to feed photos to my digital photo frame while working on Project SmartFrame, and I spend lots of time afterwards. It's time for me to go to bed. And I spent lots of time after making that video trying to figure out how to get an OAuth token from Spotify so I could see what songs I'm listening to on SmartFrame. After getting that working, the SD card driving my Raspberry Pi died, so I had to start all over again, and I lost a bunch of code that wasn't synced up to my GitHub, so yeah, it's been a nightmare. But this idea of keeping climbing is perfect for the real world right now. With the global pandemic keeping families at home and many people losing hope of life returning to normal, society as a whole is at a historic low. However, keep in mind that society as a whole has suffered through a lot more than just this. We've been through the Black Plague, we've been through stock market crashes, we've been through hecking world war. No matter what you're going through, no matter how far you fall or how low you feel, there is a way out of it. There is something at the top of that mountain that's worth the climb. Something beautiful, like the view from the summit of Celeste or the starry night sky in Getting Over It. Like being able to see your friends again and learning from the journey you took. Celeste shows you how to summon that determination, but Getting Over It shows you how to keep it. With the number of times you fail over and over again, you gain a resolve that's almost therapeutic. You know the game wants to see you mad, so you just keep calm. That's how I reacted in the early game anyway. That kind of persistence has to be earned. So for those of you who are just
Watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 5 views does it for you.
For those of you that give up early when a challenge becomes too difficult, who never reaps the rewards of hard work, you're really missing out. Unfortunately, the reward that once was, now is a little less. Bennett talks about this in the main game story, how
Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh.
well, Getting Over It appears to have suffered the same fate. After completing the game, you're brought to this screen, which asks you to kindly come alone and turn off any recording software. After some contemplation, that's what I did, and I experienced the secret on my own. However, the secret wasn't what it was meant to be, and has, in my opinion, been tainted by the course of time, so I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. The ending is a chat room, plain and simple. It asks for your name and presents you to this place where all people seem to be talking about is their times in PBs. Nobody's paying attention to the fact that there may be some people who are actually playing the game for the first time and have actually been impacted by the climb they just completed. I could imagine back when this game launched, the chat room was full of insightful comments and messages, some memes, and maybe even some friends made, but now it's just full of speedrunners. Now, don't get me wrong, I love speedrunning. I speedrun Celeste sometimes. But when all anyone's talking about is how they completed the game in like 20 minutes and you took 9 hours, it kind of takes away the good feelings that you just went through. Maybe I just play games when they're already a year or two old, but I know I can't be the only one. Getting over it is difficult, just like Celeste, but where Celeste's rewards include a happy ending and a satisfying feeling that you've done something great, not to mention discovering the incredible and alive community around the game, getting over it just kinda pats you on the back and tells you to do it again. I guess it's to be expected. Getting over it is difficult and designed to be something to hate, so the ending should follow suit, I guess. Well, anyway, here's what I had to say after completing the game. Well, I just gotta say how fun this was. A lot of people called me a masochist and kind of crazy in chats, but I actually really like this game. Even though at times I got kinda mad at failing, I learned that it's all part of the experience. A metaphor for life in a way, that even though being determined is good, knowing you will fail and expecting it is also good. I also made stupid mistakes like riding the snake and trying to put the hat on my head, successfully, but it was all in good fun. This game is definitely gonna stay in my favorites list, and I know I'm gonna come back. Lately, I've been playing a lot of niche 2D games that not many people have heard of. Celeste, One Shot, Oxenfree, etc., etc. A lot of these games are truly hidden gems that I really wish had more attention to them. This video is a part of a series which I hope can provide that attention, my 24-hour game reviews. In this series, I play some game for 24 hours, or less sometimes, and I tell you what I think of it. I take deep dives into the stories behind these games and tell you what I feel, while leaving some room left for you to experience it for yourself. This is episode 2 of this series, and if you haven't seen my video about One Shot, you should totally check it out. I also give these games a few ratings to help influence your buying decision, so here we go. I give Getting Over It a 5 out of 10 in enjoyment. It's dry but relaxing. And since it'll take a while to get past certain milestones, especially on your first playthrough, I recommend listening to something like a podcast in the background. Getting Over It is meant for a certain person, and I know I enjoyed it more than some. I also give Getting Over It an 8 out of 10 in difficulty. It's getting over it, and although the game looks fairly simple, when you actually play it, and when you see that hammer, and you use those controls, you really do feel that they have a mind of their own. Plus, after playing for a while, your wrist may start to hurt, which is something that doesn't really happen to me in other games. Competitive FPS games like Halo or Hypixel, where my mouse is flying all over the place, is fine for me, but Getting Over It causes my wrist to hurt for some reason. Finally, I give Getting Over It a playability rating of about 15 hours. Your first playthrough will take a while. For some, it will be faster than others. I believe mine was 9 hours. That 15 hours, for most, will be about completing the game the first time, maybe even a second time. If you're a true completionist or a speedrunner, you'll probably put a lot of time into this game. There's an achievement called So Over It, where you beat the game 50 times. 50 times! Yeah, I'm not doing that. However, completing the game twice is in reach, and that took me about 24 hours. Well, I guess that's all I have to say for right now. If you want to help me pick what game to make a video about next, you should check out my Discord server, RattedMC's Box of Cool Peeps. We're nearing 40 members and 4 nitro boosts by the time this script was written, so by the time you see this, we're probably going to be past 50. Cool Peeps is about more than just me. It's a place where all of you cool peeps can share your hobbies, interests, and projects to a cool and supportive community. You also get about a month's notice before I start a video, if not earlier, and I also live stream and hang out up there all the time, so there's lots to see if you want more of me. You should also follow my Instagram at RattedMC. Over there you get about 2 weeks notice before I upload. And last but definitely not least, you should subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Until next time, keep climbing and keep climbing. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best outro.